Hey guys, it's John again in Minecraft. We're gonna look at the same seed I showed in the last video, but now we're gonna focus on the things I built. I've seen much more impressive builds, but I did most of this in survival mode, and being a 30-year-old dude with lots of other stuff going on, I was kind of proud of it. So I got my little farm, it ends up being way too much. It's way more than I need. Uh, got my animals, all their lawyers, got my horse. I had to add all this land out here. That just took a long time in survival mode. This big box is kind of silly. I put it over there because two different villages can see it. And basically, like, I'm the king up here on my mountain, but they couldn't see my castle from both villages, so I call that the Tower of Power. You know, I've got more money than you. My house is bigger than yours. Yeah, I'm the king. A little bit silly. Anyway, this one goes off to my on a rail trophy, and this one goes to this big building and this little gray building, which I'll turn the screen so you can see on the side better over there. The little gray building, it's called the library, and I'll show you that again in a minute. We go in here, everything should be closed. It is. Good, good. We have the mine. Sorry. And if you just follow the stairs like the sign says to do, obviously we're passing a lot of stuff here that you can't see. You get up here to it says the throne room. Okay, let's check that out. There's my ender egg, which cool, right? Now here's the various towers. We hopefully all know what the Tower of Pimps is, and that's the best one. Let's just put it that way. Forget the Tower of Diamonds. Tower of Redstone's easy. This one was actually the hardest to get. I was only able to my patience only allowed me to get the third block. I went into creative mode for the fourth block. I cheated a bit there. But, you know, Lapis Throne, because that's easy to get. But yeah, Tower of Pimps, that's where it's at. So, you see this hole here, obviously, a little switch. There's a delay, that door on that one. It goes down here what I call the King's Quarters. We have a switch that closes that back. I wasn't actually... I wanted to learn the logic gates and the redstone that interests me, but I didn't really care about the enchantment stuff until I started going to fight the Ender Dragon. Then I was like, okay, let's fix up some bows here. In the King's Quarters here we have the balcony. You step out, and this is actually the third floor of the house. You go over here, and I have my bed. And off, open, on, closed. So on is closed. I'll just take you up there and show you that in a minute. This actually works a door up on the 6th floor. And here I got my little bathroom, got my little shower. I don't know really what kind of bathroom this is, but hey, hopefully no one's up high enough to see in there. This door here is really a way in this room. It also exposes, you know, back in here to some circuitry stuff up in the walls, but I'll show you how I use this door at the end of the house here. Actually, I flipped that switch, so let's go on up. Let's go on up to the 6th floor. Multiple ways to get there. One way you can do is climb up here, and this room is storage, and it's a massive delay on that. But yeah, it's all kind of the circuitry for that one little hidden door I showed you a minute ago. And then this goes up to the 6th floor, blah blah blah. Climbing on up. Alright. Went into creative mode and hooked myself up because, hey, why not? You know, a bunch of diamond, a bunch of iron, nice glowstone there, gold. They're almost all just full of whatever. Everything, I guess. Oh, my microphone is falling. Anyway, I have this massive delay on this one so that it'll close behind you, because I don't want another switch up here just in case I bring a few buddies in to this world and play it with them. I'm not going to show them. all this stuff and have them stealing all my stuff. Unless, of course, they watch this video. This house wasn't originally built for redstone. Nope. So I have there is some silly stuff where I had to hide some things. There's, a repeater in there, and there's redstone that actually runs under this porch here. The doors are loud. So we go down this one, and this actually takes us into the throne room over here by the Ender Egg. Oh. And then we will go all the way back down to the bottom. I worried that this would take too long to show, but it's not taking long at all. And we have another switch that opens this door, and a massive delay again. That door. The reason there's a delay is so I can flip the switch twice and run over there and it shuts behind me. Just kind of a little escape route, I guess. Anyway, there's not much light here. There we go. So this is this is the second floor. This is my main work area. Everything's labeled. I have a little glass area here and walk out and check on my farm. All my stuff. This is really kind of where I started in survival mode on this one. Anyway, staircase up to the king's quarters. So everything's got 2 or 3 ways to get to it. I'll go back outside and show you the big box over there. Go fast. Oh, the door's over here. So in here I have, if I can get inside, I got some trees. Now, there's this big house, glass roof, glass are on the sides, a little bitty house in the middle. One of my buddies plays Minecraft with me every now and then, and I built this for him. I don't think he's ever played in this world yet, but when he does, he's got a little pad to stay in. There's another house that I kind of built floating in the air because I was bored, and it has a basement with it. But the basement has some chests in it that are full of gold armor diamond armor and swords and all kinds of stuff that a person might want. So if my buddy comes in here and plays in this map and gets up here, he'll be able to have some good stuff. Anyway, you've seen this minecart rail running around. I have the left arrow. I kind of framed him here within this building, but it takes it a second. Flip the switch, and we wait. Okay, see that? Right arrow, the library. Actually, I'll just show you. We're gonna go to the library. And push off. And there's a little switch down here on the ground that's timed just right to open that door and let you go through. Up the hill, straight across to the library. This one has the same thing. It has a switch that flips the the mine track, and that's not a big deal. I mean, everybody knows if you've messed with the switches, mine carts, you can switch them back and forth. But I just thought it was kind of cool that I had it working off 3 different switches in 3 places, and then every place has its own little arrows. The library is empty. Actually, the library is downstairs. This goes down to a stronghold where I took one of the libraries that was there and expanded it 5 or 6 times as long. I'm not going to show you guys that. It's just a big hole in the ground. I am going to show you the switches I use to make this one thing work off of 3 different switches. And here are my big arrows that I can see them from up there in the house. Not the prettiest ever. I could definitely do better. It's whatever. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that it works. Yeah. I'll come back out there. Here's the switches. I can't remember what this gate is called, but it works like a three-way switch. So I have one input coming from the castle and has to spiral down way underground before it gets over here. So one input from the castle, one input from two inputs. So it's a switch, it goes into a switch. This one goes off to the big wooden box thing, and this one goes to the library. So yeah, and then here's the output, and that goes up to the actual minecart rail. I've seen much more impressive things. I've seen the word processor in Minecraft. That stuff's amazing. But again, for a person that, well, I'm not gonna make any excuses on this stuff. It's just, I think it's pretty cool. You can use a video game to learn a little bit about logic gates. Although I'm not really sure how this correlates to the real world. Fun though. Lots of fun. Here is this hole. I mean, everything's hidden, of course. It's got to be just to look nice. I might do something and hide this redstone, make it smaller first, and then hide it so just the arrows are kind of sticking out of a box. But then all of a sudden you have this big box sticking up in the air and you can't see all the trees, and it really obstructs your view. This over here is what, since I was the king, this was my royal forest. I laid out a grid pattern, or a grid with the torches. So they should be, I think, 4 blocks apart. And I did a tree, skip one, the torch, skip one, the tree. So I've cut this forest down, and it goes on a ways out this way. But I've cut this forest down and replanted it probably 20 times to build the wood that's inside that. And like I said, I built about half of the big box before going into creative mode, so I needed a lot of wood. Originally I had most of this forest. I had this forest cut back to around right here, and I went back and I didn't like how it looked. I have plains areas, and this was all originally forest, so I went back, and you can actually see the trees are a little bit denser over here than they are back over here. So I went and planted all these trees, which it took 5 minutes, not a big deal, but just so it would look kind of like how I did when I first got here. And I cut down the mountain and stuff. I think I have time to show the one little thing I forgot. But yeah, I cut down the mountain mostly in survival mode, and that took a little while. But so now the only way up here, unless you build up, is to hop up the minecart rails. Drop. There we go. Go in here. And the one little thing I forgot to show you is my button. Yeah, explosive, do not press unless attacked. Basically, I have shaped charges down here. There's walls of dynamite that will blow out those minecart rails on the outside, and every time I've tested it, it typically leaves the front of the house intact. Sometimes it blows off a little bit of the front of the house, but not much. And then you go back in here, and this actually took a little while. I did most of this in survival mode. So I have my portal room down here. No real reason for 2 nether portals. I just thought it looked cool. I was going to put one over here, but it interferes with the staircase that comes down here. My end portal. So yeah, that's my house. It's a convoluted mess. Hey, there was the one other thing I was going to show you guys. Was that door up in the bedroom. And you access it from over here. This is why I want the door down here to shut behind me. There you go, right into the king's quarters from the first floor. Like I said, 2 or 3 ways around this whole house. Hope you guys enjoyed it.